Welcome to the Krista Escamilla Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Krista Escamilla Show. Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope that your day, your week, your month is going well. We are so excited to introduce today's guest, but before we do so, we want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be able to share the amazing stories of West Texans. So first of all, a big shout out to Hotel Santa Rita, also to Kevin Foreman, Foreman Financial, Rig ID Workwear, Midland Cap Company, ThinFR, JoinCapClub.com, and Tapestry Hotel Midland. Thank you so much for supporting those local businesses however you see fit, or as we say here, just support local. We are so excited to introduce today's guest because I can't wait to hear her story. I've known her for many years, but haven't heard where she comes from, how she got here, and all the good stuff. So please welcome to the show today, Miss Kay Kreitz. Kay, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for the opportunity.
I always like to start with my favorite title, and I know many others, wife and mom, and now grandmother.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How exciting.
He's 5 months old.
How
on
fun.
the first of this month. So.
That's a fun age. I miss babies. Oh,
Yes.
You just forget how little they are and then how fast they grow. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you are thriving in that new role.
Yes.
You've had many roles throughout West Texas, and so I'm just going to shout out a few of them, and then you can tell us more of how you got here. First of all, how I met you, 13 years, you were the former executive director of Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Right.
Also, you spent 9 years at CAF. And 3 years at Ellen Noel Art Museum. And another title that I know you're very proud of is during 2020, when all of our nonprofits were having a hard time, you and two other amazing ladies in our community
Yes.
came up with Permian Basin Gives.
Right.
And so I'm just so excited that you're here with us today to talk about an important need in our community, which is volunteers.
Absolutely.
But first of all, how did you get here to West Texas, Kay?
I moved here after college.
Okay.
I came here from Texas Tech, and I've been here ever since.
Great.
So, and we're not going to say how long ago that was.
Those details are for you to share and only share as you wish. So, well, I am so glad you chose West Texas after graduation. Was it a job that brought you here?
It was. I started at the newspaper.
Oh, fantastic.
And then, as most people do around here, moved into the oil and gas industry for a while. And then got the opportunity to start as the publications director at the CAF, moved into their public relations position, and then into the art museum. And then I heard Sandy Tisdale, the former director of Big Brothers Big Sisters, at a party saying that they were moving. Mm-hmm. And I texted her and said, okay, I don't normally do this, but you're leaving. How do I get your job?
Right.
And managed to convince the board that they wanted me as badly as I wanted them. So
fantastic. I love that. And I think that is a true testament to it. If you want something in life, you have to go for it, right?
Right.
And I love that you asked for it and went for it and got it. And thrived for many years and really changed it. Let's talk about how Big Brothers Big Sisters looked when you first got there compared to when you left and retired.
Okay, well, we had 5 staff, and we were just in Midland. Even though technically we are assigned something like 17 counties in West Texas, but we don't have programs there. We don't have the staff to spread that far.
Right.
But we had 5 staff, all women, serving just Midland County. And during my time there, we expanded into Odessa. Of course, that was right before COVID hit, which,
right,
really caused that program to struggle a while. But I'm so excited they're beginning to pick back up and get more matches made over there, and I think that's great because there's so many kids who need a mentor and a big brother or a big sister, just to help give them someone to listen to.
Right. And I think that's so key. And let's talk a little bit more about it, of what it entails, because I know a good friend of mine that I worked with many years ago in broadcasting, Horace Brown, he was always so passionate about being a big brother and sharing his time. Let's talk about the need and what it does for the kids and what it does for the volunteers.
So nationally, 92% of the children who are matched with a Big Brother or Big Sisters graduate from high school, which is a huge number. Yeah. So it's not a difficult process. It is a process. We have a lot of people who walk in and think they're going to walk right out with a child. Right. That's not going to happen. We're working with children.
Right.
There are background checks. There's some training that has to be done. There's an interview process where we get to know them, because we don't just match them with the next child. we find the best child to match them with who has something in common with them, so they'll have something to build that relationship on.
I love that.
And then we just ask them to get together and do everyday things. You're going to wash your car? Take your little with you. Because as you well know from being a parent, when they're busy but not looking at you is when they're going to open up and really tell you what's going on in their lives.
That's right. That is so true.
And so many of these children are being bullied and, have such struggles. We had a little girl, I know we had someone there covering the very first match when we brought in her big sister for the first time. And her mother put her in the program because she was being bullied at school and her grades were dropping and she wasn't participating in the classroom discussions. And while they were sitting there coloring, the big brother and the big sister and the little sister, and the news reporter said, "Well, are you going to go back to class and tell all your friends about your big sister?" And she kind of hesitated for a minute, but she never looked up and said, "Well, I don't really have any friends." And it should be a law that little girls in the 4th grade have a friend.
I agree. I could not agree more. Oh my gosh, that's heartbreaking.
It is.
To
but
think, yeah.
her teacher emailed us about 3 months later to let us know that she was getting better. Her grades were coming up. She was again taking part in classroom discussions, all because she had someone who would listen to her and encourage her.
Yeah. And that's what everybody wants, right? I mean, and everyone deserves.
Yes.
Everybody deserves, and every child deserves that. I love that success story, and I'm sure you know thousands of them.
I do.
Is there one that stands out that you really saw a huge difference over a course of time and course of years where their life trajectory changed because of big brothers and big sisters?
Oh, gee. No, because lots of times we can get them so far, but in high school they get so busy.
Okay,
or when they go
what's
off
the
to
key
college.
ages? What's the key ages?
We serve 6, now up through 21. We will now follow them to college if they move off, because it's such a critical time when they may need that big brother or big sister that they've developed a relationship with. They can still reach back out to them through our program and continue, even though maybe they're not here, they're at college.
Right. And I can only imagine, just what the difference that makes in each child's life. But let's talk also about the volunteer, right?
Yes.
What's the time commitment? We know that to get started, it's as easy as going on the website and clicking volunteer.
Right.
I mean, I'm just looking at this website right now going, it's so easy to become a volunteer.
It really is.
But what does the time commitment look like after? You said they need to get together with them.
Right. So to start at the beginning, the training will take you about an hour online.
Okay.
And the interview will take about an hour and a half. Okay. And after that, it depends. We have several different ways. We try to make it as easy as we can on everybody because we so badly need volunteers. They can do the school-based program where they actually go to the school once a week for 45 minutes and they meet with the child there.
Okay.
And the schools have seen such progress in the children's behavior and grades and attitude that they will take them out of a non-core class to meet with their big.
Because it makes that much of a difference.
Because it makes that much of a difference.
I love that.
Or they can go after school to the Boys and Girls Club. We partner with the Boys and Girls Club, and they can go there and meet with their little, and that's great for high school students who can earn community service hours.
Oh, that's
for
fantastic.
doing this. So you can go play basketball or video games and earn community service hours.
I love that.
Or we have the community-based where you go pick them up at their home at a time that's convenient and go do stuff out in the community, and we try to help with that by providing some activities or some suggestions on what you can do, because it does get exhausting. What are we going to do this week? What are we going to do?
Right, right.
And it's really, if you're walking the dog, take them along. If you're washing your car, take them along. Stop somewhere and grab something quick to eat.
Go grab Sonic.
Yeah, go grab Sonic
and
or
share that
Chick-fil-A.
time in the car, right.
Because a lot of these kids come from lower income homes, and a trip to Sonic or Chick-fil-A isn't often in their future.
Right.
So they really love getting to do that and just having that one-on-one time.
Right.
That's what a lot of these kids are missing, is the one-on-one time.
Right. Let's talk a little bit. There's some other organizations that truly need volunteers right now. I know that Boys and Girls is one of them, of course, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, but there are others in our community that maybe don't get as much highlight. And we would love to highlight those in a minute.
Yes.
This little tease, what we call in the business. First, I want you to pick out, we do our called quote of the day. And so I'm going to mix these up a little bit, and you pick one out, and then I want you to tell me what that quote means to you.
caring.
Oh, that's so
yes,
appropriate for you.
It is that you just care enough to give. I mean, money is important. I'm not going to say
Right.
organizations don't need your money, or I wouldn't have helped start Permian Basin Gives.
Right.
But caring is, and our community is known for this.
Absolutely, it is.
We are, we are such a giving community.
Yes.
But since COVID, most of the organizations, I also helped start a quarterly meeting of the executive directors for nonprofits in this area.
Oh, that's
in Midland.
fantastic.
And one of the things we discuss quite a bit is we need help.
Yeah.
It's your time that is such a treasure to us.
Absolutely. And people think, I don't have a lot of money to give, right?
Right.
And when you think about, okay, how can you help? That's a good one.
Yes.
On the back we have a quote, and today's quote is, "Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears," from Les Brown.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Isn't that good? I love that. What does that mean to you, Kay?
I think we get so caught up in the immediate that we don't look forward to what could be
Yeah.
if we just gave ourselves the opportunity.
Very true. Very true. Is there a quote that you've lived by in life that has kind of helped you? It could be a Bible verse, a quote, anything that has kind of inspired you, because I know you're a go-getter. If Kay wants something done, she's going to get it done.
Yeah, poor Krista does know that.
No, I love that. I love that about you. And I think we all need to be like that and be passionate about what we believe in. And you are. What quote has helped you throughout life?
Well, I don't know about it throughout life, but the last 13 years, and this quote I know will come a shock. It's Forrest Whitcraft, and it's a slightly changed version that has happened quite often with this quote over the years. It is, 100 years from now, it will not matter what my bank account was, the kind of house I lived in, or the kind of car I drove. The world may be different because I was important in the life of a child.
Oh,
now, his original quote was boy, because he was very involved with the Boy Scouts, and he
Right.
said that in respect to the Boy Scouts. But it has been adapted over the years by many people to change boy to child.
I love that. And that is so true. There's nothing better than giving back to the next generation, because I always say that nobody's going to go, oh, you had this amount, or
Right.
or you were negative and overdrawn that day. I mean, nobody cares. in
Okay,
the
so
long
you
run.
died with $12 million.
Right.
What good does that do you?
Right. Who did you help along
Right.
the way? And
Right.
what difference did you make in the life of others? I love
Exactly.
that. That is a great quote. Thank you for sharing that. Speaking of helping others, one of Kay's goals in coming on the show today, because I said, I want to share your story. And she said, when I want to get more volunteers
Right.
to the Permian Basin, because there is an immediate need for so many people right now for volunteers after COVID. And so let's talk about that. What changed, Kay? Because I know you and I were kind of talking about it off camera, and it's like, it seems like there has been a big switch since COVID and more people not giving their time. What do you think happened?
I think we had 2 years of enforced isolation, where we were actually told, and don't think about other people, you think about your family, you stay safe, you stay home, isolate. And we got comfortable.
Yeah.
We got comfortable working from home in our sweatpants, not having to get up and get ready to go to work.
Right. Not going to lie, it was kind of nice to be in the sweats for a while.
And we know that it's still an issue for the workforce, because
Right.
IBM, Apple, Amazon are all having trouble getting their employees to come back to work.
Right.
And I know there's some here that are still kind of doing a
Little hybrid.
a little hybrid of it, because people got so used to going, staying home. And they filled that time that they volunteered with other things.
Right.
And so now we have to get them, we just have to get them back into that, because we're such a generous community. And I know that the volunteers were out there before, so I know
Right.
they're still there.
Right.
We just got to let them know and help them realize how important their time is to not just the nonprofits, but the community, because every hour you donate to a nonprofit, you're helping improve your community.
Right. And it's good for your soul too, because
is.
I think that's one of the downsides to COVID. The isolation was
Yes.
very difficult on a lot of people as
Yes.
well. And like you said, you turned inward and you weren't as comfortable in social situations and
Right.
getting out, and almost got so comfortable being at home that you didn't want to go back out.
Exactly.
But as a community, we thrive. I thrive off people. Like it's like today is my favorite day because it's podcast day, and I get to hear your story and I get to share time with you. Right.
Right.
Like
absolutely.
it's my favorite day because I'm getting to learn from you and share with all of our listeners. And so I think we need human connection, and volunteering does that.
Studies have shown you're going to be happier and live longer if you volunteer.
There you go, and that's why you need to call right now.
Yes, that's why you need to volunteer. And I know it's not just Big Brothers. I mean, we used to match commonly I was telling you, 350 to 375 children every year with a great mentor. Yeah. Now we're struggling to match 100.
That breaks my heart.
Tenacious Woman Ministries and Dress for Success says they have not had a new volunteer application since April of last year.
Oh, that's heartbreaking too.
It is. Midland Rape Crisis and Child Advocacy Center said that they had normally 14 to 15,000 hours of volunteer time every year, and they're down to 9,000.
Wow.
So
we got to get those numbers up.
Yeah.
So here's our call out to you today. It's our challenge, right?
Right.
That we are inviting you to help a nonprofit that you've never helped before. Pick one of these 4 boys and girls: Tenacious Women, Dress for Success, Big Brother, Big Sister, Midland Rape Crisis and Advocacy Center, or any of the other amazing nonprofits in West Texas, and give, what do you want to put the challenge out today? 5 hours a week?
For many of these, it's an hour a week. 4 to 5 hours a month.
Yeah.
It's not, Boys and Girls Club, they can coach their sports, they can go read to the kids, they can play games with them. I know Midland Rape Crisis Center said that they needed people to sit with families for an interview or go to the hospital or answer their hotline.
Right.
I know I saw online that the Crisis Intervention Unit with the police department is begging for volunteers. Tenacious Women, it's sorting and helping clients with their clothing and finding a suit to go to work in. So
it's a community-wide problem right now, lack of volunteers.
And if they don't like any of these 3, there's all sorts of listings. Permian Basin Gives will be live soon, and you can go to that website and see a whole slew of nonprofits in this organization, or call the Nonprofit Management Center. They have a list.
Right.
There's just so many, and they all need help.
And if you're listening outside of West Texas, we're of course, we have a big listenership here in Midland and Odessa and Big Spring and Andrews and Monahans, but we also reach all over the world. And I can tell you one thing: if we're having a problem with this here in West Texas, one of the most giving communities I've ever seen,
exactly.
This is a problem where you live as well. So please, if there's something you can do, find it in your heart to reach out and follow, something you're passionate about. Like you said, you could help coach sports, you can help, whatever it is you're passionate about. Children, if you're passionate about helping children, there's so many great organizations that you can do. So let's talk about Permian Basin Gives, because I love that website for many reasons. And we always shout out nonprofits here on our podcast, and I love that you can not only shout out the nonprofits by going to that website, you can give money by going to that website. And I love that. I think it's a great tool to help our nonprofits. Tell us how that came to be and when it will be live again and when we can give on it again.
Well, since I've retired, I'm not as active. I know the deadline to register, I believe, is the 17th of this month.
Okay,
so
great.
Today. I'm not quite sure when the website will go live. The giving day is in May this year.
In May,
We keep changing it, trying to find a date that works for the most nonprofits. But what happened was COVID again shut down most of I think every nonprofit fundraiser. If they hadn't had it by the time COVID hit in 2020, they weren't going to have it.
Right.
And then, of course, in 2021, we had a new variety come out. And so we had to either scale them back or postpone them again. And that really hits a lot of nonprofits very hard when they lose their major fundraiser.
Right, because a lot of the fundraisers are either an event where we all would go to, and there's a silent auction, and there's a dance, and there was a golf tournament,
right?
And but because of social distancing, those were not allowed,
right?
And so it definitely hit nonprofits hard for at least 2-3 years. I mean, really, still to this day.
It is, yes.
But I think that is another great way that you can go on and support these nonprofits by going to PermianBasinGives.org. And you can actually read a little bio about each one. That's what I love about it.
I've been in since the mid-'90s, I've been in the nonprofit industry here in Midland and Odessa. And I still see new nonprofits that I had no clue about. So.
Right. So it's a great tool. And so congratulations to you three for putting that. And go ahead and shout out the other two that helped you.
It was Laurie Johnson and Autumn Vest. And
Yes.
they're amazing women, and
Yes, they
they
are.
did most of the work. I just said, hey, what about this idea? And so they brought it to life.
Right.
They were just kind enough to share credit with me.
Well, I love that you three did that because I know it made a difference in all the nonprofits here. You've come from both sectors. You came from the journalism side, working for the paper, working for corporate, to nonprofit. What is it you love about nonprofits that you decided to commit your career to it, and that's where you stayed after that time?
I felt like what I was doing mattered. Whereas in the oil industry, and at the newspaper, I loved what I was doing, but family, I was the police reporter, which I loved. Mm-hmm. But when you get married and have a family, it's not as easy to jump up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go running out to the scene of something. So,
yes, I understand.
So I moved over into the oil and gas industry, and that was fine, but I just really didn't feel like what I did mattered. It was a job, it was not a career.
Right.
Nonprofit, you love it. You either love it or you don't. But
It just
if you
fills
love
your
it,
heart.
it
fills your
does.
heart.
It makes you feel like it really is important what you're doing.
I love that, and it really is. Thank you for your time that you poured into West Texas, because I know it was not just the on-the-clock time; it's around-the-clock time
yes.
that you put into nonprofits. And so, thank you for giving your time all those years. We appreciate
As I
you.
say, I love it. It is a labor of love still. I've joined the board at Big Brothers Big Sisters, so.
I love it. We do something called Question of the Day. So you're going to now pick out a card out of this pile, and we'll read the back and see what your question of the day is.
Encourage.
Encourage, another great card for you. What does it say?
What advice would you give your 20-something self? I think it's not to believe that what you're doing at 20 is going to be what you're doing forever.
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm coming out of college then. Oh, actually, at 20, I was overseas on a fellowship in Scotland. But when I came back, it was to the paper. That's not. I'm nowhere near doing the newspaper now. So I've come such a long way. So.
And I think that's great advice to any 20-somethings that are listening is try different things, try new things. You don't have to be locked into what you are doing at 20, right? I love that.
And sometimes you may not know that life is teaching you a lesson that you're going to need for where you're going to end up.
Absolutely. I think that's beautiful. Yeah. So true. We're going to play a little game, Kay, that we call, it's just like fast questions, favorite things. Okay. So it's like, what are your favorite things? First of all, though, before we do that, I want you to share a fun fact with us that we wouldn't know about you by reading your bio.
Let's see. A fun fact that we traveled to Russia to adopt our son when he was 9 years old.
I love that.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And he has been the light of our lives. So.
I love that. And just gave you a grandchild.
And obviously, yes, it's very popular because they did just have our grandchild.
Oh,
So.
that's fantastic. That is a fun fact. I love that. Okay, favorite book?
Oh, I have so many. I don't think I could pick. I am a reader.
I can see I knew that. I was like, this is going to be a tough one for her. She looks like an avid reader.
Yes, I love reading. I couldn't pick
Couldn't
one.
pick a book.
I couldn't
Just
pick
too
a
many
book.
too many good ones to choose
yes.
from. Okay, favorite restaurant in West Texas?
Oh, favorite restaurant. Probably. I like Texas Roadhouse and I like Cork and Pig.
Oh yeah, Cork and Pig is
Yeah.
good. That's one of our family faves. It's so good. What's your favorite there? What do you get?
The ribs are amazing. I'm not a big fish eater, so I don't some of their dishes, but the pig pizza.
The pizza is the best.
Pizza is amazing.
Can't beat the Cork and Pig pizza. We just had it last night for
Yep.
dinner. I'm outing myself as the non-cook here, but yes, we have
And
it
then
quite frequently.
The kebabs and the rolls at Texas Roadhouse, can't beat them.
Can't beat that. Now I'm getting hungry. All right, favorite coffee shop in West Texas?
Oh, I don't have one. I'm
No.
not a coffee drinker.
No. What's your drink of choice?
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay, very good.
I'm weaning myself off. I'm down from 4 a day to 1.
Good job. Good. I know that's hard. I
It
understand.
is.
My husband has done the same with Coke. He has gone from like 4 to 1, and so I get that.
They are addictive.
Yes, they are. Okay, favorite life hack, something that has made your life easier that you go to, it can be anything.
My husband.
Your husband, that's cute. I love that. He is
I
your
can
life
go to
hack.
him anytime. He can fix it no matter what. So,
Shout out to, what's your husband's name?
Bob.
Shout out to Bob. Hi, Bob. You are Kay's life hack.
Yep.
I would say my husband is mine too. He can fix anything and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm the total, when it comes to electronics, it's Bob.
That's funny. All right, good life hack. Okay, favorite song that hypes you up. If you need, when you hear it, it makes you smile.
We had a performer last year at our fundraiser who was fairly new, and he had a song called Sounds Like Something I Do.
Oh, okay.
And it was so fun and upbeat and just as cute as it could be.
I love that.
So, yeah, go look him up.
That's awesome.
Drake Milligan.
Okay, Drake Milligan. We're gonna and it's a hype song. It's gonna get you going.
It is going to get you up and going. And then probably right close to that would be Il Divo, Amazing Grace.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes.
That brings me to tears every time I hear it.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, favorite part of your morning routine?
That's changed in the last few months.
Because of retirement?
Because of retirement.
Which,
So-
congratulations.
Thank you.
Well-deserved
Thank
retirement.
You. So I think just being able to get up and relax a little bit and take some deep breaths before you have to get up and go run and get started on things.
Yes.
So
Yeah, something I started years ago when I was you mentioned getting up at 3 a.m. When I got up at 3 a.m. to do the morning show, I would say 5 things I'm grateful for before I got out of bed. And that made a huge difference in not going to the, oh gosh, it's 3 a.m., right? I've got 3 hours sleep and now I got to go to work, to I am so grateful for I have so many things that I can.
So grateful to have a job. So grateful to have that we're all, if
take
we're
care
healthy,
of my 4
if we're-
kids,
yes.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
thank God we're healthy. I could not agree more. But those deep breaths help too with that. So deep breaths and gratefulness will get the day going.
Calm moment to have a cup of tea, a cup of hot tea before I get up and start running. So.
Right. Before I always say, tackle the day before the day tackles you. So,
Yes.
so you got to get up and tackle the day.
Well, there's an old fundraising quote: "Swallow the frog first thing in the morning. Take the unpleasant thing and do it.
Okay.
Right at the beginning of
love
the
it.
day, and then."
Swallow the frog.
Swallow the frog, and then the rest of the day's got to be better.
Exactly. And you get that one thing you didn't want to do out of the way. Everything, it's uphill from there.
Yes, and there's such a sense of relief that it's done.
That's very true. That is very true. There's a motivational speaker that I follow, Mel Robbins, and she wrote a book called The 5-Second Rule. And it says you count down backwards to something you don't want to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right? And she said it's not that we're lazy and we don't want to do it. It's almost the anticipation of it that stops us, right? It's not laziness. So you're not lazy if there's that. It's just that maybe it's that thing you don't want to do, right?
You just dread it so, or it's going to take so much time or effort, and so you keep putting it off and it doesn't get done.
Yes. So just swallow the frog.
Just swallow the
and
frog.
do it, and you'll feel better. I love it. Favorite memory here in Midland?
So many over the years. I mean, I've been here since 1977.
Wow.
So
You've seen some changes here,
I've
haven't
seen
you?
some changes, but probably getting married here.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. That's
And
it.
then, as I say, having our daughter here and then bringing our son home from Russia here. So
You
all family related.
All family, the way it should be. Yeah, that's beautiful. Speaking of changes, since you've been here since the 70s, what is the change that you like the most that you've seen of West Texas through the years?
I think it's the growth that we have with all the different perspectives coming in. Some of them I'm not so fond of. Some of the changes that have come with the growth.
Change is hard.
Change
Yeah,
is hard.
Change is hard.
I fuss at it every day when I get out in traffic.
Because traffic has definitely changed through
Yes,
the years.
it has.
I've even noticed that, and I got here in the 90s, not
Yes.
the 70s. So yeah.
So yeah,
Man, that made me feel really old when I said that. I got here in the 90s. But it has changed a lot.
it has changed
Yeah.
a lot. Some of it for the not so good, but a lot of it has been for the better.
Yes.
So.
It's a great place to raise a family.
It is a great place. The people are amazing. They're friendly. They're helpful. I know I had a flat one time out on the loop, and almost immediately had someone there to help change the tire for me.
Yes.
So
It is the most giving community I've ever been a part of. So
Right.
very grateful for that. Speaking of giving, we're going to close things out, Kay. But before we do so, and we want to remind everyone, please give your time. Volunteer. I feel like there should be a
please.
flashing
Yes.
sign behind us going, please volunteer, please volunteer.
And really, an hour, couple hours a month. If you can watch TV if you can play golf if you can, you can volunteer
Absolutely.
somewhere, and there's so many places that need it.
Absolutely. But before we leave, I do want to ask you, coming into this interview, was there anything that maybe we haven't had a chance to talk about that you want to say that really, that you just want to get off your heart, out of your mind, that you want to share with West Texas? This is a great way to connect with fellow West Texans.
It is. I'm so grateful because you're such a popular podcast around
thank you.
that everybody I say, oh, have you seen this one? Have you seen this one?
Oh,
and
thank
so
you
I
so much.
really, yes, it's just volunteerism has been my focus area for many of the years that I've been in the nonprofit industry, because it is so vital. Every nonprofit needs volunteers, and maybe it's just to serve on their board. Some of them don't use a lot of volunteers, but they still have committees and boards that need volunteers.
Right.
But it is absolutely, we, Big Brothers Big Sisters, we don't exist without volunteers. Our program is dead.
Right. I mean, you just can't have
We
it.
can't
It
have
is
it.
volunteer
It
based.
is, yes.
Yeah, that is so true.
And there are a number who are the same way.
Yeah.
So that has just been my focus, my drive, find more people to help more people.
Well, hopefully today helped, and,
I hope
maybe
so.
we sparked something in someone. If it's just one person, fantastic. If it's 100, even better. If it's 1,000, that would be great. Wouldn't that be amazing?
And in a city this size, there's no reason why we can't have 1,000 people
Volunteers.
volunteering.
I agree.
I used to think when I started at Big Brothers Big Sisters, 350 children, why can't we match more? We have 100,000 plus people in this
Right.
town. Why can't we? And I never found the answer to that question either, but as to why people won't come out and volunteer now, I don't know the solution. I wish I did. We did have a good response to our pickle campaign. I don't know if you remember
I do
that
remember
one.
a little bit about the pickle.
The pickle signs out around
Yes.
town with no text on them. So we had a good response to that.
Good.
But you can't keep that going.
And what was the context behind the pickle?
Mentors are a big deal.
I like it.
We got corny.
I love it. Hey, corny, you're speaking my love language when you say
I think
corny.
right now they have one going with donuts. So
I love it. Do not let this
Don't-
opportunity pass you
exactly.
by. You can help someone today, and maybe you'll get donuts.
and you'll be happier and healthier and enjoy life more.
That's right. I love
It's
it.
a win-win-win.
It is. It truly is. Well, Kay, thank you so much. Is there any place that we want to direct everyone to? I know PermianBasinGives.org would be a great place if you're not sure where to give your time. But is there any place else you'd like to give a website or give anything out to today to help?
As I say, I don't think they have them listed on the website, but you can always call the Nonprofit Management Center, and they can help you, with a list of nonprofits in this town.
Lori will get you to
yep.
the right
Lori
place
will-
that speaks to your heart.
And of course, they have a training for board members where they, kind of find the best fit for those board members. So they're very experienced at helping people find the right nonprofit to fit their needs. And I know there's a lot of golfers in town. There's a charity that helps First Tee.
Yes.
Helps children through golf.
First Tee is amazing. It is such a blessing in our community, and especially now that we're losing a couple golf courses, it's a great place for kids to go practice golf and love. And that's now again, you're speaking my love language as we have four kids that golf. It truly is a great sport that teaches them so many life lessons on and off the course.
Right.
And they need volunteers at the First Tee. It's a great nonprofit, and it really is a fantastic facility.
They're
So-
not one of the ones that reached out to me and said to mention them, but I mean, I just know we have golfers in this community.
Yes, so you can
And
you
so
can give your
know,
time. Yes.
so.
All right. Well, Kay, thank you so much for sharing today. We appreciate you. We appreciate your life of service to our community. And still, even now in retirement, you're still going, come on, people, volunteer. And I
See,
love that.
I can't give it up.
I love that. And that's a good thing. That means it means that you chose something that you were meant to do your whole life because you're still doing it.
Right.
Even in retirement, you're still passionate about it. And we thank you for it. You're making our community a better place. So
Right.
thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
this opportunity and doing what you do to help our community.
You're welcome. Well, we encourage each and every one of you to go out, volunteer, make a difference in however you can, and also go check out PermianBasinGives.org. It will be live soon, if it not already, and in May they will have one day of giving where you can just go on there, push a button, and you can give money, but you can also give your time as well. So that is so important because, as you said, it's a mix of both that we need here in West Texas, and really you will benefit, I guarantee 100% of giving your time. We want to thank our sponsors for giving to us here at the Krista Escamilla Show so that we can share wonderful stories like Kay's and our communities. And so please, if you can support these businesses, please do however you see fit. Shout out to Kevin Foreman of Foreman Financial, Hotel Santa Rita Midland, Rig ID Workwear, Midland Cap Company, ThinFR, JoinCapClub.com, and Tapestry Hotel Midland. We thank you for your support and all the other amazing local businesses. Remember, when you're helping local, you're helping a local family, and you're helping their kids pay for baseball and for basketball and for getting their instruments and choir dresses and all the things. So support local. Again, I encourage you to go out, do the best you can, live your best life. Don't forget to dream big, believe, and never give up. We are rooting for you. You make it a great day. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.